Hello everyone and welcome to another redstone video with Cass. Today I'm going to show you a proof of concept. So what I have for you today, guys, is a semi-hipster wall that extends from the floor, which I'm sure that most of you guys are pretty familiar with. So let's just activate it, and this is how it is when it's closed, and this is how it is when it's opened. So, what's different about this is that it's only 3 wide, which is a really crazy size, which required crazy design, because most people told me that it was impossible to make. But as a matter of fact, it is not, and I'm about to reveal the secret right now. Yeah, as you can see, I use a line of redstone blocks under here so that I can activate those pistons. And let's see the closing. Yeah, so when you the opening actually when you close the machine, they don't even activate, but when you have to open it, it will shake twice, because when the redstone blocks are moving, it's like they don't exist for a very short time. So we do this whenever we need to activate the double extender, so those guys are not going to push at the wrong time and break the double extender. Just as a proof of concept, I designed this 3x3 flush lamp door, which works like this, and it uses our semi-hipster wall. And well, quite interesting. As you can see, we don't even need that last layer. I just added it because, well, I wanted an input at the top of the thing, and the real input is here at this side if you want. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool application, and if you guys want me to do a tutorial on it, just let me know in the comment section. In order to make this contraption work, I needed 2 special components and a lot of precise timing. The first component is the line of pistons itself and the power layout that I created. So as you can see here, those pistons are powered because of those torches, so they are budded. So when we power this line, they will get updated just like this, because this piston is powered by this redstone block. So if we flick the lever, it will activate like wireless power transmission. And because the torches also change later, this will sort of do the entire closing of the circuit without me applying any control at all. I just have to power the line. So if we now place obsidian blocks here, so those guys cannot move, and position our redstone blocks underneath those guys, they are also powered, so it means that those guys are budded and those guys are budded as well. So what will happen here is that those are going to update and send those blocks up here, and later on when this torch turns on, it will change position, and when those torches turn on, it will also update those guys, so it will do the entire closing just like this. Yeah, so we don't have to apply basically any control on this. So when we flick the lever again, we have the first block retraction, so we now need to move those guys real quick and then apply power to this line again. But it's not as easy, and to understand how I do that, you need to understand the second component. So the second component is a line of redstone blocks controlled by the same power line as all the other pistons. So we basically have one control line for everything, and this was very hard to time. And what this basically does is, well, it acts like a giant T flip-flop. So every time we power it, it will change states. So this is why whenever we send a pulse to the double extenders, they will also activate at the exact right timing. Alright guys, I think it's time to build it and learn how everything works around here. So the first thing we want to do is to build our layout, our piston setup, and then the power layout is as simple as this. You can pause the video now and then just copy this image. Just make sure that those repeaters are all set on 3 ticks. Next up, a very good idea is to place blocks that can't be moved here. I'm just using hoppers, but you can use furnaces or chests, I don't know. And if these eventually break, you just have to flick the lever until it fixes itself again. Considering you have unmovable blocks here, and place more unmovable blocks here so we can build without any interference. Now that we know that nothing is going to move around here, we can start placing our redstone blocks here. And right here we will have our regular piston, not a sticky piston. And well, this is going to be wired like so. Torch here. Let me just fix my inventory. Yeah, and we also are going to need one solid block here, but we're not going to place it right now because we need another piston on the opposite side, which we're going to add right now. So just go one block up, and from here torch. And yeah, this is a little bit more complicated, but there is a reason for that, and I'm going to tell you in a minute. So this is it, and now don't forget to place this block. Without it, the flip-flop action is not going to work. So as I told you, the closing is just happens by just flicking this lever. So all we're going to add now is basically for the opening. So here we will have a torch burnout thing, because this thing needs to get three thick pulses, but they have to be real quick, otherwise it may fail. So the timings here were very hard to come up with, and this is not going to be permanent, so just have your block here, and 2 blocks up here we can have a torch to control it. And yeah, our input is going to be this lever, so make sure to flick it. And here we will have a hopper timer. Comparator goes here, and a torch goes on the other side. But let me tell you why. If you set a repeater on 3 ticks connected to a torch burnout, it will pulse 3 times. 2, 3, and we need this to pulse only 2 times. So this is why we're going to set a timer to power this line permanently, so that the pistons will stay in the retracted state, just like so. And yeah, this should be it, but it's not, and I'm going to show you why. So yeah, just don't forget to place 5 items. They have to be ferns. It has to be 5 ferns inside those hoppers. It's very important. And now we can basically get rid of everything here, and if we now flick the lever, well, it activated the closing, no problem. And as you can see, there is no block here. It's a problem that we are going to fix in a second. So it closed. I'm going to invert everything here. It opened and it closed, now it closed. So what happens now is every other time you activate the system, it will leave a block there, and every other time it will fix itself. It's a cycle of opening and closing. So now it's going to be ever fine, and now it is not. And the reason for that is because this is switching 3 times. So every time this thing resets, it's in a different position. Like now we have the redstone block here, and next time it's here. Yeah, so we have to prevent one of the pulses from getting there. So in order to do that, just add a torch here, repeater on 3 ticks, and this is an important hint here. Every repeater in this circuit is set on 3 ticks, so it's easy to remember. And place a piston here. So what happens now is when we flick the lever, this is not here, so it basically breaks the flip-flop action, so it will not catch the first pulse, and it will always start in this position. So if you build your circuit, make sure that you have the 3 blocks of redstone underneath, correctly underneath those guys when the door is in this position. So perfect and perfect, and yeah, it's not going to break anymore. You can change your input to here if you want, using this, no problem. And yeah, just make sure to not place blocks around it when it's open, because yeah, those guys are budded, and if I place a block here it will break. So the stable state to change things is when the door is closed. So now I can do this and this, and then yeah, so this is it, guys. This is your 3 wide semi-hipster door. Not particularly useful if you take into account that everything's budded and can break, but it sure opens ideas for new creations in the future and more compactness that I know you guys are crazy about. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, if you guys want a tutorial for the 3x3 lamp door, just let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.